All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take another look here at ICP Internet Computer Protocol. The purpose of this video actually is to give a little bit of reassurance that, nothing is wrong with ICP. We are just following what the rest of the market is doing right there. So what I will do is I will just show you what the ICP price itself is doing. Then we are going to go into the macro and show you what global financial markets are doing relative to what ICP is doing. There are some correlations that I want you guys to see so that at the end of the day, you understand that, it may be taking longer for ICP to go ahead and pump, double figures. We're getting to $50, $100, and even possibly something like $200. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to be coming, right? We're just waiting for some kind of a signal in global financial markets for ICP also to react, just like those things are doing. Some of them are actually giving a little bit of good early indications by this. So without me further running my mouth too much, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video by delicately tapping the like button. It will of course tell the YouTube algorithm that yes, this may be short and straight to the point, but that's also exactly what you want. If you want to be seeing more and more of these regular updates on ICP Internet Computer Protocol, please subscribe and then turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any of these ICP updates by there. So right from the gates, I'm looking at the whole thing from a weekly time frame perspective. We already have got a fracture that we've been following for over 3 months at this point, and you can see that we have of course a little bit of deviations every now and then, but in the grand scheme of things, the thing that I'm looking forward to here is for ICP to start accelerating and shooting as high as $50 immediate short-term right there. I have of course said time and again that I don't believe that $50 is the end for the ICP price here, because I think that we can go and hit price targets as high as $100 and plus dollars. As you can see, that is the last resistance, and then from there, obviously depending on where the rest of the market is, we could also be seeing ICP going as high as like $200. The reason for that is that if you look left here, once you clear that $100 mark here for ICP, there basically is no resistance. This is like very thin. The books right there, they're pretty much non-existent. So that's that with ICP Internet Computer Protocol in the immediate short term. However, as I said, I want to assure you that everything is still okay here with the price, in as much as it's taking longer than anticipated. What you see here is the total 3, which is basically the market cap of altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you can see that we have performed, or we have formed at least this cup and handle formation, which is a very bullish pattern. Technically, if you want to be measuring how high this thing can stretch, is you just go ahead and take a look at the depth of the cup right there. Then at the point of breakout here, you're anticipating this market to get to like $5 trillion. That is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's a lot of money actually coming into the market. ICP currently is sitting right around like 2.5 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Now imagine a market which is as big as $5 trillion. How much of that market share is ICP going to be taking? I think that there is a lot of potential right there. However, that is not my worry today. What I want to show you is how ICP has reacted to, this kind of price action here of the total market cap of other cryptos excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what we have down below here in blue, I want to guess, is ICP Internet Computer Protocol, and you can see that those things, they pretty much move in step, right? So now what has happened is that we have gotten to a critical point in which I've said that this is like the neckline, right? Once you break this level here, you're looking to teleport towards like 300 something percent gains in terms of like the global crypto market excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin. However, that could actually be meaning a 10x, a 15x here for ICP, because it's a smaller market cap, right? Now you can clearly see that the relationship of ICP versus this whole thing is very much a positive one, close to 90% correlation here. So what it means is that once we are breaking into a new all-time high here for total 3, then be rest assured that ICP is not going to be boring as it has been over the last few months here. And we are also anticipating that huge acceleration that we have been talking about. This is also very much coming back into the thesis that you see that here ICP can move very much quickly because of these other factors that we are going to be talking about. So that is the total 3. However, we can also take a look at things which are even outside the crypto market. And here I want to make use of the S&P 500, which is an index in the United States of America. And a lot of people obviously do not pay attention to this, but this thing is hitting new all-time highs each and every single time. So I was a little bit curious to say, okay, how does this move relative to ICP? And yeah, it's not like every single time they're moving together, but there are some very, very clear correlations every now and then here. As I said, it's not 100% or 90% like the other one, but we could actually be seeing a correlation of here of about like 60%. As you can see, in a moment like this, when ICP is dropping, the S&P 500 is dropping, you also see ICP pretty much doing the same thing On the rise also here of ICP, you also see the S&P 500 pretty much doing the same. As I said, not every single time. There are some moments when the S&P 500 goes and ICP pretty much remains flat here. But you can see on this drop, for example, I mean, ICP was pretty much following in right there. Now, I'm bringing this thing up as well because this is hitting new all-time highs. And with the correlation that it has with ICP, I don't think it's also a crazy idea to anticipate ICP to start catching up right there. So this one here, the correlation is not really right there. But I also just wanted to make a point that ICP is not doing something that is really not normal here. It's following exactly what the rest of the global financial markets are actually doing. Now, this one is also another index in the United States of America in terms of like the stock market. And we also see ICP, which again is in blue, is moving very much in tandem with that. This is the Russell 2000, and I really don't need to do much explanation here. You can see what's what. Once again, we have seen that the Russell 2000 has actually started moving towards the upside here, and ICP, yes, has been flat right there. But again, with a correlation of like right around like 70%, the most likely thing to happen here is that ICP goes on and catches up right there. Now, as you can see that ICP is looking like it's dragging just a little bit. I think that when the move eventually comes, nobody's going to be believing it, right? And I think it's because it's going to be a catch-up trade. It's going to be happening very much quickly that a lot of people may not take profits, or people are going to jump in very late thinking that, you know what, this thing is just beginning, so we can even wind it further up. But this is going to be a catch-up trade in my humble opinion, as we can see with most of these indexes right there, including the ones that we have in crypto, as well as even like the global financial markets right there. So I think at this point you get a clear feel of where the ICP price is. I will go on to show you one more which is even much more relatable, and this is Ethereum. So once again, ICP is in blue and we see the Ethereum price down here. So what we have seen with Ethereum over the last few days is that it's hitting new all-time highs, and we always welcome that. Now, why do we welcome that as ICP holders? It's just because that in the past, over a 90% correlation, positive correlation, I mean, with ICP. Once again, I mean, Ethereum is breaking into new all-time highs. ICP has remained relatively flat here. Does this mean that it will never catch up or something like that? Definitely not. I mean, if you are going to be looking at odds and if history is going to be any indication of the future here, the thing that you would be doing as a smart investor is to put money in ICP in anticipation of this catch-up trade here with Ethereum in the very near future. So that's where we are. Nothing too crazy here for ICP. It's just a patience game. I'm very sure that a lot of people at this point just impatient because really this has been a dragging bull market. But I mean, you know, the difference between men and boys is endurance. I want to believe that the people who are outpatient, everybody are the ones that will get the rewards right there. But all in all, I just wanted to show you that ICP is not doing anything that is out of the ordinary. It's just behaving as it should be, just moving pretty much in tandem with the rest of global financial markets right there. Now, before I go, there is this $1,000 that you can go ahead and claim from Bitunix just by using the exchange. How does that work actually? By just registering and linking your phone number and email, gets you like $10. But if you start depositing, you now start getting rewards. For example, if you happen to deposit like $2,000, you get to 500 USDT. And then, of course, the more you trade, you can earn up to $500. And all in all, we are claiming $1,000 right there for free. So go ahead and check out Bitunix. I have put the link in the description. And please make sure that you use the referral code, which is there. I think it's UGYY. Because as you can see that this event is specific to CryptoFront users. So the only way they can know that is through that referral code. One thing I have to say is that this thing is going to be lasting until the 31st of August. After then, this opportunity is no longer going to be there. So please just make sure that you get it if you're of course interested before the 31st of August. I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could, please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and I will see you on the next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.